relaxing atmosphere and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden. Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.
Alrighty, we are on time today. Let me see. Yep, just about. Good evening. Welcome to our program once again. And I'm your, you know who. I'm the guy who's been here with you for years gone back in different places. Dr. Haynes, just, edifying you and enlightening you and discussing with you things that will benefit you. Some of you may not, but many of you will. Most of you will. I first want to touch on a couple of things that I couldn't help but notice. And I wanted to talk about them because they're part of the health situation that we face here. I have a very serious concern about viruses and bacteria and diseases, because that is what for the most part, that's what's taking people out. And I was passing through Cemetery Road and couldn't help but notice that there were some of the, don't know what you want to call them. They're not, the coffins are inside, but some of the houses that were built to enclose the coffins were broken. The tombs were broken. They're open. They're not cracked. They're pieces of concrete that's not there, so they're not covered. We don't know how long that's happening. We don't know what caused them to happen like that. Maybe deterioration over time, maybe poor work, maybe accident from vehicles, whatever it is. But by the roadside, if you pass there, you will notice that we have tombs that are open. I hope the right people are listening. And it's raining. And there's water. And the water, much of it is recycled. I don't want to think what can happen there. But I'm calling on the authorities, I'm calling on the people who may be responsible for some of those tombs, those permanent homes, to look at them and fix them, because it's not a very good thing to happen, and it's not a very good thing to watch or notice. Maybe the entire road going through there should be blocked, and only entrance given when there's a funeral or something. Maybe that area needs to be somehow cordoned off and used for the purpose of funerals and so, I don't know. But it's not a very good situation there, and I don't like what I'm seeing. Right? So if you know someone who is responsible for the upkeep and the maintenance of that facility, we have tombs that are broken and open. Okay? I saw that. I didn't hear it. I saw it. Right? So we need to get that fixed. Secondly, this is about the foods now. We're going from the dead to the food. Some of that food is dead too. There were questions that were being asked of me regarding the vegetarian foods. Now, most of you would know that I've been a vegetarian for more than half of my life, and I'm still a vegetarian, okay? But I just don't eat any type of vegetarian food. I just don't eat any vegetarian food. There are places that I would buy food from that I know are clean, because I speak to the proprietors and I sometimes even see how they prepare it. All right? So there are only a few of them that I will go to, not too many of them, because I don't really eat about. However, there are foods that are being imported in our country, which I think we need to somehow look into. Why? Because some of those foods are too close to being the real thing. You bring in those foods closer and closer to the real thing, and they're coming out of places that have no regulatory bodies that investigates to make sure that the foods are prepared properly or with the right ingredients. And then there are additives that are placed in them that are dangerous. Don't ask me. Do your research. Look at the ingredients. Okay? I don't buy, I don't eat, I don't consume. We don't even have it carried at our place. Much of them because, and they're mostly frozen, right? We don't carry them because where they come from, there are hardly any regulatory bodies that ensure that they're prepared according to standards. Some of them I would not eat. I don't trust them. So when a question is asked of me directly regarding any particular type of food, if I am aware of it, I will let you know that I am aware of it. If I'm not aware of it, I'll ask you to investigate it. Check the source of the food and see where it's coming from. And we have all kind of internet now. You can do a lot of things. Some of that stuff out there that they call vegetarian food, I wouldn't touch. I wouldn't touch it. Not with a 20-foot pole. Nami. Right? And then, I'm changing subject again. This one has to do with the crime situation that we face in our country today. This morning I asked a question to someone. What is love really? What is love? Do we really know what that is? When we have people murdering others, robbing, burying them alive or killing them and then burying them, slitting their throats. You know, when we have humans doing that to humans, do you think that there's any loving existing in there? I don't think so. I don't think so. I sometimes even think that people who do those things are on something. They gotta be on some kind of, some drug that they're not conscious of what they're doing, because I hope that they wouldn't do that under normal circumstances. Then we have men, old men. I call them old because they're raping babies. How can you love when you're doing that? That's innocent child. That child has not even experienced anything. Of course, you got some of the 12 and 14-year-olds that think that they're 21 and 22. And you feed them foods that make them look more mature than they really are. You feed them chemical foods laden with steroids and hormones that are making them grow too fast. So they appear to be bigger than they really are. And these perverts out there are looking at these little babies and are raping them. When you have women out there who will almost throw themselves at you, you want to go after the babies. I said it on many of my programs before. Any person, and on me, if I was responsible, who did that to any human would lost, they wouldn't have a penis to do nothing. I make sure they can urinate, but they would not be able to rape another person. You've got to do something to these men to make them not even think about raping a baby or raping anyone. How can you rape a child? What pleasure can you get out of doing that? What pleasure can you get out of raping anyone? What? You would have scarred that child for life. So you should end up being put away for life. Your face should never be seen again on the streets. You rape, you're gone. And it's going to stop. You cannot want to go out there molesting and raping people's children. You've got to be on drugs, or something has to be wrong with you demonically. You've got to be possessed by something. Talking about the word love. Father's Day is coming up. Mother's Day went already. I always, for the most part, hear children say to their mothers, Mom, I love you. I love you, Mom. I hardly hear them say, I love you, Dad. My children tell me that. Because they were taught that. How many of you fathers, and even mothers, tell your babies that you love them? How many of you tell your children that you love them? Generally, love them. You see this crime that we're experiencing? This crime is not just happening because of wayward people, you know. It is happening because of neglect and negligence. Negligence on the part of the parent who's responsible for that child. I say that. And people say, well, you could make the child, but you can't make the child mine. Nonsense. You train the child how you want him to grow up. And when he grows up, he will not depart from that. Give that child something to look back at. If it's a scripture in the Bible, whatever it is, or the scripture in a part of the Quran, the Gita, give them something to look back at in their minds. That way, if they ever think about committing a crime, they would remember, hopefully, that there's something back there that will tell them not to do it. You know why we have so many things happening out there? Because many of you parents don't love your children. You don't really love them. If you love them, you would ensure that you guide them as much as possible. That you would ensure that that they grow up the way you would want them to grow up. And many of your children are out there doing things because someone else tells them that they love them. You don't tell them as a parent, someone else is doing it. Many of those little babies out there, somebody else is telling them that they love them. And you're not telling them at home or anywhere else. So whoever tells them that they love them, they're going to merge there because they're looking for love. The same thing happens in your house. If you don't love your wife, some other man can tell her that you love her, eventually she's going to go that way. Or your girlfriend, or your husband. If your wife don't tell your husband you love him enough, some other woman out there can tell him that she love him, and eventually she can go there looking, because people want to be loved. They want to be loved. If we really had love in this society, we would not have the crime. We would not have the joblessness. We would not have the homelessness. Because if you love somebody, if you love a human being, you don't want to see him laying in the street. You'd find a way to approach him somehow and get him off the street. Our jails should be there just as places in case somebody come in here and do something. Not people from here going into jail. We should not have people from our country going into jails. We should have people coming in our country doing things ending up in our jails. Our jails should not be for our Guyanese people, not those who are here. If we truly love, the jail would be empty. You wouldn't want to commit a crime because you wouldn't want to hurt another human because you love them. I don't think you really understand what this word love means, you know. I don't think so. All you talk about love, love, love. You don't know what it means. If you love something, you're going to care it. If you love someone, you're going to care for them. Bottom line, you're not going to want to hurt them. If you hurt them, it's by accident. And then you'll tell them you're sorry and you're going to make up for it. If you love somebody, why you want to beat them? If you love your wife, why you want to hit her? Sometimes we hit our children, spank them, as we say, because we love them. Right? We do. I know that we do. I used to do that to my kids. I got it happen to me when I was a kid. Not because they wanted to beat me because I was bad. They did it because they loved me. They wanted to make sure I did the right thing. No, they call it abuse. But here I am. Whatever that abuse was, it helped me to be where I am today. You know? And thank God, all of my children are doing great. And each one of them had a spanking from me. Each of them. 3 of them, each one had a spanking from me. I'm not ashamed to say it. I spanked them lovingly because I wanted to correct them. I wanted them to understand the importance of what it is that we're doing wrong. Spare the rod and spoil the child. I believe in that. Then you come up with this thing about child abuse. Yeah, some of you really do abuse the children, but not with the cane or the belt. You abuse them in a different way. You know, you verbally abuse them, and then you physically abuse them. You know what love really is? I don't think we understand what love really is. Every time I look at the paper, whenever I do, and I really don't do it often, and I see what happened in the paper, it makes me angry because we in this society should not have to be reading those things. We're too small. We cannot manage this little country. Listen, if you cannot manage your home, you cannot even manage a business. You can't. If you cannot manage the little things that you're blessed with, there's no way you can manage the big things. You can't. It wouldn't happen. And I always use the phrase when I counsel and I do my seminars. If you cannot walk with the footman, you're never going to be able to ride with the horseman. You can't manage little things, you're never going to manage big things. You can't do a little task properly, you're never going to do a big task properly. You cannot want to love and destroy. It doesn't work. It means you didn't love. We should not be hearing and reading about raping in this country. We have too many congregations all over the place. Every corner is a church. What are you teaching the people? What are you teaching them? We have all these churches here, all over the place. We have mosques, we have Christian churches of all kinds of denominations. We have so much temples. We have so much mosque. We have everything. Why we have all this crime? Why are we still abusing women? Why are we still raping children? Why are we still killing people? If we have all these congregations all over the place, why are we still having all of that happening? It means that we ain't doing the right thing. We don't really mean what we're doing. And I'm saying it openly. We don't understand what we're doing. We don't really, we don't, it's either we don't understand or we don't really mean it, or we're not getting the message across and it's not registering. It's not really making sense to those who are supposed to be receptive of it. It's not, obviously. It's a society that has gone wrong, and we're celebrating all kind of things. I get, you know what angers me when we celebrate all these things and I don't see what we're celebrating really. I don't see it. Somehow like I blinded to it. What are we celebrating? We were independent, yes. What have we achieved? What really have we achieved that is meaningful? Over all these years. What? Some of you don't like what I'm saying, but that's okay. It's all about what is interfering with our society, what is causing people to go crazy, what is causing people to be stressed and frustrated, what's causing people to be sick. People are sick because they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're sick and tired of trying. They're sick and tired of waiting. They're sick and tired of the promises. They're sick and tired of the joblessness, the homelessness, the everything. I was talking to my little nephew today. And I'm saying, just briefly, what is the value of our dollar today? It seems like the dollar is slipping all the time. If we're making progress, why is the dollar going the other way? If we're making all this progress, why is your dollar not being able to get as much as it can get, more than it can get as we progress, if we're progressing? When we progress, our dollar should be stronger. We should be able to get more in the economy. We should be able to get more for our monies. We should. If it's costing you more and we're getting less for the dollar, it means that the economy is going the other way, not the right way. It can't be. So we're celebrating what? Yes, we're independent. Yes, but have we really made progress since we became independent? Some of you would say yes because you're biased. Take each region by region, and look at them. I grew up in Region 10. I'm now in Region 4. You know what the unemployment rate in Region 10 is? You know what it is? Find out. We have more people on the streets than we have in the job, in the marketplace, in the workplace, in Region 10. More people jobless than in jobs. In Region 10 alone. You know, stress, fatigue, frustration, anger. You know, all those things happen when you're not working. You can't provide for your family. You can't buy the medicines you need because you're sick. You know, it takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your family. It takes a toll on your life. That's why we have high suicide. You know, so these things are things that I'm angry because when we celebrate, we should celebrate what we have, what we've achieved. Our musicians should be promoted. Our culture should be promoted. The things that we manufacture should be promoted. You know, we should be celebrating what we have done, what we've achieved, not bringing in all these people who are coming here, wherever they're coming from, and taking the money out of the country and carrying it away someplace. For what? And then tomorrow you're broken. You can't buy the medicines you need to take care of it. You can't even put lunch in the children's kit. And you're celebrating big. Some of you need lessons because you're sick. You're sick in your mind, you're sick in your body, and you're sick in your spirit. I want to say something else. Many of you are physically sick. You're sick because you have eaten yourself into the state that you're in. You fail to understand that your body is like a machine. You've got to maintain it. You've got to put the right oil inside. You've got to put the right fuel in it. You've got to put the right mechanisms to make it work. The same thing you do for your car, you gotta do more for your body because your body needs maintenance. Many of you want to put cheap gas, you want to put kerosene and gasoline tank, see what's gonna happen to your car. You want to eat junk food and put it in your body and go work out, see what's up, see what's gonna happen to your bodies. Your bodies are going to collapse, it's gonna break down. I randomly pulled some stuff today. Randomly did, okay? No names. 3 different persons I screened over time recently, and in front of me I have information, right? You know what I'm seeing? This is one person alone. One person, okay? DDT pesticide, cadmium, lead, colorants, mercury, consistency stabilizers, antifoam additives, antibiotics, aflatoxin, acid regulators, Colfago Super, robotoxin, Kinmix, Forzart. These are all chemicals and metals that are laden in their bodies, and I'm seeing it every single day. And you want to know why you're sick? You want to know why you're sick? I pulled three at random. And I'm telling you what I'm seeing at random. Here's the other one. Here's another one at random. And this is done in May. Not last May, this May. Second one, mercury, lead, nitrates, DDT, cadmium, E700 to E7900, antibiotics, Colfago, Super Colfago, aflatoxin, flumite, zeroleone, fundosol, Forzart, robotoxin, aflatoxin. All of these are chemicals and metals and toxins that are laden in your bodies, and you want to know why you're sick? And when you have these in your body, my friends, I don't care what you take, unless you get them out, you're sick until you die. It ain't gonna get better. You got to get these out of you, because these are toxic metals and chemicals that are destroying your cellular system. They're undermining your body and you don't even know it. The third one. Lead. High levels of lead. High levels of mercury. High levels of cadmium. These are all cancer-causing agents, my friends. Nitrates. DDT pesticide. DDT. Where is DDT coming from? So much DDT. And I tell you something. If I screen 10, 8 out of 10 have all of this. You wondering why you're sick? Where are we getting all this chemical from? Where? Why are we having in our bodies all of this chemical and all of this metal? Why? You know why? Because we're eating the wrong things. We're breathing the wrong things. We're drinking the wrong things. We're using the wrong things to grow our produce. And we're buying the things that are causing us to be sick. We're paying for it. In other words, you're paying for your own demise. Farmers, I'm speaking to you. Agricultural ministry, I'm speaking to you. Put in place a regulatory body that ensures that this chemical that is laden in our produce is stopped. Put in place something that can stop it. Do some investigating. I don't care what it takes. We are killing ourselves on a daily basis. Look at that announcement every day. Some of you don't believe these things when we tell you, but I tell you what I use to find out is guaranteed accurate in the world, 96%. You don't get much better than that. Guaranteed. Used in every major hospital in Europe for over 16 years. That is why it helps so many people. You know, I'm not boasting about it. It's reality. Some of you are not going to get help because you don't believe. When we tell you these things, you don't believe it. You go, oh, it can't be. All them things can't happen to me. Well, it's not me saying it. It's your body telling me what is wrong with it. When you come to us and we do that, it's not me telling you what is wrong with you. Not anymore. It's your body reporting to me what I'm seeing. Understand that. Understand that. Take your life and your health into your hands. Start planting your own gardens. I'm telling you. Stop using chemicals. They're hurting you. They're destroying your bodies. They're toxifying your system. And the medication is not going to work because it's blocking the ability of the medicines to do its work. That is why I say you've got to detoxify. You've got to deworm. Talking about worms. All three of them. The same ones I pull at random. The same ones. Worms and parasites. Proteus vulgaris, Schistoma mansoni, Ascaris lomicidios, Opisthoros felinius. These are all worms. They're people who've got 7 to 8 to 10 different worms functioning in their bodies on a daily basis all the time. Worms. I keep saying it. The biggest, most contributory factor to cancer is worms. Parasites and worms. They eat, mess, multiply, all inside of you at the same time. And each one does a different thing. They're like a big happy family, all cousins and aunts and uncles and all that, inside of you, destroying you, eating your life out of you. Some of you don't even think you got worms. You don't believe you got worms. And the worms are killing you slowly. Some of you who are raping these children have STDs and you don't even know it. And you're killing people slowly. Sexually transmitted diseases, no symptoms. Serious problems we have, you know. Serious problems we have. This one person alone has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different worms operating in the body at once. One person, 9. The other one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different worms in one human being operating, and loads of other conditions, including streptococcus bacteria and viruses. The other one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different worms in one human being operating at the same time. Not a single one, you know. 9 different types of worms that have been multiplying, and we don't even know how long. But that I take worm medicine and I don't know what happened. I ain't supposed to get no worms. Like today a man told me he ain't got no worms. It's okay. No problem. Some people say, well, doc, we gotta have worms. You try with that. Worms love the dead. And worms will eat you until you're dead. They love the dead. I don't want to talk about the viruses and bacteria. That's another story. We're going to discuss that next week. My friends, listen. This is no joke, you know. What I'm sitting here telling you is not joke. It's very serious. Some of you don't believe it, but that's okay. That's all right. You don't have to believe me. We've got a great thing going for some people with their eyes. Yeah, I mean, I wear this glass. I wear this now because I have to protect my eyes from the glare. But when I take it off, I've got to make the adjustment to my eyes. Let me tell you something. Those eye drops are beautiful, and it's working. It's really making a difference. I'm not talking because of me. I'm talking because of the people who experience it. Okay? In the beginning, it's going to burn you. I must warn you. It's going to burn. But that's the normal. It's natural. There's no chemicals inside. It's burning because it's finding problems, and it has to fix them. So you're going to experience some discomfort, but it's not going to be forever. The burning only lasts a little while. But what it removes is all the particles that are interfering with your body's ability to provide you with good vision. Besides that, you've got to clear up your arteries because you need blood and oxygen going through those arteries to get to your eyes too. We need to have good circulation, so you got to cut your fats. Your fried foods, it moves all the dust, it moves all the allergies, it moves all the toxins, it clears the vessels, it removes the matter that's blocking the arteries. It's working wonders. And my assistant Oliver, he poor guy, he's busy doing all sorts of things, trying to help people. He confessed to me today that, Doc, and he did, I saw it. He said, Doc, I can see prints now even smaller than what's on this thing here now. And he was reading it to me, A little while ago, he couldn't do that. So I said, really? He said, how come? What are you doing? He said, Doc, I put in the drops in my eye every night. Every night he's dropping it in his eyes. But he doesn't have an eye problem. It's just making his eye better. It's making mine better too. I always wanted to come off of glasses and all that. I got to put something on my screen to keep the glare off so I wouldn't have to wear it, period. But it's working wonders for you. And if you have cataract, glaucoma, myopia, hypermetropia, diabetic retinopathy, I don't care what it is you have. Guarantee, once you use it over a period of time, it's going to clear it up. Without surgery, of course. So you call the clinic and get down there. You don't believe me? You keep using it. You'll see. It works. Right? So, let me see how much time you have left because my operator didn't put the time up there. Wow, we don't have much time. 19 minutes left. And that's fine print I read there. So we're going to open the lines up and take some calls. My operator, please put the numbers up there. Please. So that I can answer some phones and help some people to feel a little better. I've got a very good operator, Miss Adams, and she's been very, we had another operator who's gone. She's gone into her own business now, Valiant. But we have Miss Adams now, and Miss Adams is doing a fantastic job in helping me to get to you. So Miss Adams, please put the number on the screen so we can answer some questions for some people who may have some. And I know that you probably wondering, if this is live or not. It is live, and it's not live sometimes, but it doesn't mean that you can't learn from what you see or what you hear. Not because I'm not live means that you can't learn from another program. Let me tell you something. I've heard many persons say that, Doc, even though I saw them programs before, whenever I look, I see something else that I didn't know. I learned something else I didn't know. You see? So it's important to keep looking and listening because you never know what you missed, what you would have missed the first time. You never know. You see? We've got people who continue to progress in ways that they didn't expect. Of course, we have some who didn't make it, who we'd have lost. And I wish that I had a way. I keep wishing I had a way that I could revive those who go to sleep. I wish I could have done that. I keep thinking must be some way, But we can't save everyone, and some people we're going to lose because we're not supposed to help them. Plain and simple. Some people are not going to make it because we're not supposed to help them. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, doctor.
Good evening to you. How are you doing?
Fine.
Where are you calling from?
Calling from Sophia.
Sapphire.
Hello, pleasant good night.
Very good night to you. And how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good. How can I help you?
Sorry.
How may I help you?
I'm having this, my heel is being eaten away. I don't know what causes
You're having what? Say it again.
my heel
Your heel
is being eaten.
is paining or itching?
It's eaten out.
Eating out?
Yes. I don't know what is causing it. Also, I'm having this shortness of breath.
What is your age?
I'm 52
50.
years old.
Do you have any known conditions like hypertension, diabetes, anything?
Hypertension.
Hypertension.
Yes.
But the hypertension shouldn't be a reason for you to be losing. What are you losing? Flesh or bone?
Flesh.
Flesh. So it's open or is it just?
It's open.
It's open.
Yes.
So it's oozing anything?
It's just like white fluid build up on my ear, like it's bladder, and then I squirt it, and this fluid just come out and it itches tremendously. I use like Dettol and these things on it. It's not to be helped in it.
Well, we have this device that is very good. I really can't say what it is because I don't know what it is. It could be, it has to be something. Maybe it's worms.
Okay.
Maybe it's parasites. Maybe it's a fungus. Maybe, it could be a number of things. You know?
I try to get to come to the clinic there, but I never get the opportunity to get through.
You can, the numbers on the screen, you call it. I mean, it's people answer the phone all the time.
I tried several times but the phone ran out.
Maybe you try on weekends. Maybe you try when we're gone because remember, I'm not always here. I have clinic in different parts of the world, so I travel a lot. So, maybe if you call tomorrow, you'll get someone. I know that.
Okay, well, I will call you tomorrow. So
Call the clinic tomorrow and get an appointment made, a day and time, and let's take a look and see what's happening there, okay? Whatever it is, we can find it.
okay, Doc.
All right?
No.
Okay, thanks for calling. Enjoy the weekend, okay? Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Is.
Good evening, and how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Where are you calling from?
Sorry, Drummer.
South Rumveld. Okay, that's right around the corner.
Yes.
What happened to you?
Nothing right now.
That's good.
Sometimes, like, we call it like sugar bumps.
Sugar bumps. Sweet bumps?
Yeah, sometimes, some bumps come up on your skin. And when you itch it, the more you squat it, the more it swells.
Sweet bumps.
Yeah. What causes that?
Obviously, it's coming out of your blood. Obviously, it's a fungus or some kind of virus or some kind of bacteria that you have in your system. Maybe it's just toxic stuff inside of you. Maybe it's something you're eating or drinking.
Okay. The last time it happened, I had the flu and I was drinking this NyQuil.
NyQuil.
What?
NyQuil?
Yeah. And I see a set come up on my skin.
Well, it's, sometimes we take things that we have allergic reactions to and we don't know. You see, so it might have been that what you drank had some ingredient inside that you were allergic to, and the body responded in that way. Okay, so we can find out what it is. There's some things called trichophyton, terrestrial, microsporum canis, demodicosis. There's all sorts of things that it could be, right? But we have the device that can find what it is, and that's the beautiful thing, and you treat that. And you correct the body system and it goes away.
Okay. What is the price for the treatment?
Well, we normally do the screening and it depends on what is found. I can't really say. It depends on what is discovered. Right? Whatever it is discovered, you have to get the medicines for it. Or maybe you can just detoxify and it will go.
Okay. And the next thing, what can you use for the worms that you were talking about?
Well, if you want to use something at home, then it's very simple. First of all, worms love the dead. Okay? So if you're eating the dead, you're not going to get rid of the worms.
Well, I ease off taking them
If you're eating anything dead, the worms will always be there.
Eat fish.
That's dead.
Okay.
You cannot continue to eat what feeds the worms and expect them to go. It wouldn't happen. You could be taking the best medicines. Once you keep eating something that, because they come with larvae. You know, they come with worms also. And if you eat things that gives you what you want to get rid of, how are you going to get rid of it? It's not going to go. You've got to make a sacrifice to get your body fixed. Bottom line. But you can use at home things like garlic. You can make a strong composition of spice and clove with garlic. Worms don't like sulfur, so you put sulfur in there, and garlic is loaded with sulfur. It's going to help with the worms. But you got to come off of what makes the worms come.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not trying to convert you here, but it doesn't make sense that you're digging a hole and you want to fill a hole. You know? You can't, you're always going to have a hole. Once you keep digging one to fill one, you're going to always have one. Right? Good evening.
Hi, Doc.
Turn the
Good night.
volume of the television down for me, please.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. Where are you calling from?
Complaint, right? And my complaint is I had an eye problem. And I went to test my eye, and they said I need glasses. So when I get the glasses, all right, and the boy said how I get cholesterol in my eyes. So I don't know if you have any idea about cholesterol in your eyes.
Well, maybe he didn't make himself clear, but the arteries that support the eyes need to be clear. What he's probably saying to you is that you have congestion in the arteries, and it could very well be cholesterol or fat that's lining the arteries and blood vessels. And it happens. It happens. You need oxygen in blood to be able to have clear vision.
Okay.
And to get that, it needs to be traveling through those arteries and blood vessels. And they're very tiny.
Yes, it said, he said in the eyes, it got a round spot all toward the eyes.
Okay, well, he may be right in what he's saying, but you need to stop using all the fatty foods and fried foods for a while. Maybe get something that you can use to clear and flush the arteries and blood vessels, and you may be okay.
Okay, so that is what really you could get for it?
There is something called lecithin. Okay, it's very good. Lecithin.
Still?
Lecithin. Lecithin.
Okay.
Right?
So I got to go to a doctor before I could...
No, you can pick it up from a good health food store or pharmacy, you know, they would have that. But you gotta come off of the fatty things yourself, or you're gonna be digging a hole to fill a hole.
Okay. So that they could, you could get blind also with that?
Of course you can get blind.
Oh
Of course you can go blind. If you block your arteries, how are you gonna see?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, Doc.
All right. Thanks for calling, okay?
Thank you, bye.
Bye-bye. You can't want to expect to get results when you're doing things that causing the problem. It don't work. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Where you calling from? What area?
Good. Yeah, do you have any cure for Peyronie disease?
H. pylori.
Peyronie disease.
Peyronie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing with the curvature.
Right.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You know, there is a remedy for it. Okay?
Do you have any?
There is a remedy, but it will take a while, and it will take some,
The damaged nerve or something like that.
yeah, it will take a while to try to correct it.
Takes about 6 weeks for that injection to work.
Well, it's not an injection.
Okay.
Not an injection. No, but you've got to somehow get a hold of a particular product and take it for a period of time.
Okay. So if I
Okay.
come into the clinic or the office there, right?
Yeah, we
do
can
something for
we
it?
can discuss it some more. It's kind of a private subject.
Okay. So come in the office.
Call the number and make a time and come. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's a big problem. Okay. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Turn the volume of your TV down, please.
I
Yeah?
I have cataract in my eyes.
Okay.
One is 3/4, and the other one is about 1/4. So I heard you talking about the drops. So I want to know if can I get hold of some of the drops?
Of course you can. Of course you can. That's not a problem. You can call the number or come down to the clinic, and Oliver is going to take some time with you and go over everything with you, and he's going to administer a dose first of all, so you can experience it, and you will begin to see immediately the changes in your eyes.
Okay.
Immediately. That's how good it works.
Okay.
Yeah, and then over time, as you keep taking it, you know, you're going to have to also clear the arteries and all that, and eventually you'll be okay.
Okay, because I am diabetic.
That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. As long as you're not doing something to continue to further damage your eyes and your arteries, then you're going to be okay.
Okay.
You've got to make some changes, you know. When you're diabetic, you've got to make some. And listen, diabetes is not something that is permanent, you know. People think it's a permanent thing.
Okay.
You can change that. You can change that.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Were you born with it?
No.
Then why should you die with it? You can change that, all right?
All right then.
Much of that is a lifestyle change.
Yes, all right.
Okay,
Thank
thanks for
you.
calling. Yeah, man. Turn the volume of your television down. Turn the volume of your television down. Good evening.
Good evening. Sorry about that.
Where are you calling from? What area?
Close to you.
You close to me? Why you don't come by?
Because I'm not feeling ill.
You're not feeling well? What happened to you?
I'm a diabetic too, and I'm on insulin. But on another topic, I can't believe because recently I joined the Festival City Clinic. They give me
Metformin,
another
Diamicron, one of those?
along with insulin. But my sugar level is not really high like how it used to be. It's coming down, you know, sometimes it's 160, which is good for
Yeah,
me.
well, it's not as good as it need to be, but it's better than than a lot of the
Yeah,
higher
because
numbers.
it used to be real high, right?
But how much of the insulin you take?
30 in the morning, 30 minutes.
You want to listen. You want to know how good you're doing with your blood sugar? If you skip that dosage for 1 day or 2 days, and you take your blood sugar, then you're gonna see how good or bad it is.
Okay.
What is happening with the insulin and the other like metformin or whatever it is? It's controlling what's happening with the sugar. It's controlling the numbers.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I'm not doing good there.
but it's not really fixing anything.
Someone told me to use this Cygen, and I started to use it. And to me, like, I started for this week, and I feel real sick. You know what this real?
You feel sick, you say?
Yes, I'm feeling sick.
But not everything is good for everyone. Okay, and not everything works for everyone. Not because it works for one means it works for all.
I was wondering if I should take it with the insulin. You know, I don't know.
Well, maybe you should test it and see. Make sure you monitor your sugar though. Right?
Yes, I'm doing that. It's
Maybe-
not low. It's not
maybe you
low,
could
but
test
I
it.
just, you know, it's just fun.
I have a formula that I know can get you out of insulin, and it's free. It's free. I give it away.
That would be great because I don't like sticking myself.
I know. I mean, I don't like needles myself. I don't like it. Anyway,
All right.
you can
Well,
call.
I'll probably check with you.
You can
today.
call the clinic, or you can come by, and the formula will be given to you free of charge.
Okay.
And all you got to do is apply it, and over time, your sugar will begin to go down naturally. And of course, you got to change your diet. Follow the plan and so on, and eventually you might be able to come off of it. I've got people who come off of insulin, and I have never seen them. I just give them the formula.
Okay, it's the first time I'm hearing about this because I just, you were just
First
saying
time-
that you don't have to die with it. But when I was diagnosed, I was told, well, you have this for life.
Ah, come on.
Okay, I'll check around at your office.
All right, my dear. You take care.
Thank you.
Enjoy the weekend. Good. Bye-bye. One more call. One more call. Who would that be? Missed. Good evening.
Good evening, doctor.
You're the last one.
Yeah.
Wow, fortunate. How are you?
Oh, what is good for arthritis?
What is good for what is arthritis?
I'm pains all over my body.
Okay, then maybe what is good for pain? You know why you're having pain? You're having pain because there is inflammation. Yes. Yes, once there's pain, there's inflammation. What we have to do is to find out what type of arthritis you have, what caused you to have that thing they call arthritis, and correct that. Oh, what is your age now?
75.
75. Well, I mean, it's a lot of wearing that occurred. A lot of wearing occurred, but there's still hope. You don't have to live with pain.
The whole one time.
You don't have to live with pain. Okay? Let us find where the inflammation is and why, and fix that, and the pain will go away. Okay, my dear?
No, nothing that I could use.
At home, well, the only thing that you can use at home right now is a good heating pad.
Is it what?
Heating pad.
Heating pad.
A heating pad that you plug in and you wrap yourself wherever the pain is, it will help. Okay? There are other things that you can do at home, but I'm out of time. I only have 9 seconds. Right? So if you like, you can call the clinic, come down there, and we can see what we can do to help you, okay?
Yeah. So I know where that is. I came over and
Okay. All right. Thanks for calling, all right?
the thing is this.
I gotta go. Time's up.
Some tablet named more something.
All right. Well, when you come, we'll address it because I gotta go. The time is up, okay?
All right.
Thank you for calling. All right. I really appreciate you tuning in. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you listened, and I hope that I didn't offend anyone. It's not my intention. I'm just here trying to advise and to try to put you on the right track. Have a wonderful weekend, and when you celebrate, if you do it sensibly, okay? And don't hate anyone. Love everyone. As much as you can, give love. Dr. Haynes saying good night. God bless you. So long.
Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.